Hello and welcome to a review on the Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge. What does Samsung's latest flagship phone have to offer? Let's take a look. Last year Samsung released the S5, which had relatively positive reviews, but it didn't quite catch on to the public because it was such a small upgrade from the previous generation. This year they've decided to go all out on two flagships. For many years, Samsung phones have been ridiculed for their usage of materials. Gone is the fantastic plastic and say hello to the glorious slew of premium goods. In my opinion, it's one of the best feeling phones I've come across. The Edge is made out of glass, with a metal frame keeping it all together. It really does feel great in the hand and in my opinion one of the best feeling phones I've come across. But with more expensive materials, will it be able to cope with a drop or two? Inside the device, Samsung have ditched Qualcomm for their in-house power unit, which is a whopping 8 cores. If that doesn't mean anything to you, don't worry, because all you need to know is that you can throw everything at this thing without any issues. Zoom out to the back of the device and you'll find the Edge's camera. It is 60 megapixels complete with image stabilization and a flash. Images are sharp and full of contrast. If you are like me who prefers Samsung's methods of image processing, you will enjoy the dynamic images the phone takes. It works incredibly well under pretty much all conditions. Don't get me wrong, it's not perfect by any means, but I'd be pretty confident with the results of the camera. The camera app itself is also pretty good, with a flurry of cool features that are both bundled in and downloaded from the store. Some people have said that the Galaxy S6 Edge is one of the best cameras in a smartphone, and at the moment it's hard to argue with that. The back camera is also capable of 4K video at 30 frames and 1080p at 60 frames. The high frame rate and resolution coupled with image stabilization means the S6 Edge can take some fantastic video. You can also capture footage in slow motion, though this is limited to 720p. The front camera is 5 megapixels, which is capable of 1440p video recording. I was actually really impressed with the front camera. I've always called for flagships to have higher resolution shooters, and the S6 Edge is one of those. Another added bonus is the fact that it's ultra wide view, so you can get all your friends in their selfies. Let's move on to software. Every year Samsung manages to cram even more pointless apps that you'll probably never use onto your phone. This year, finally there's change. The bloatware is gone, which is great news for most. Daily usage on the Edge is smooth. It's easily the best version of TouchWiz I've ever seen. It's lightweight, fast and feels less in your face. They've removed most of the gimmicky features that we've seen in previous generations, which overall improves the use of TouchWiz. Other things you'll find on the Galaxy S6 Edge is the inclusion of Wi-Fi AC, NFC, wireless charging, gyroscope, heartbeat sensor and a 64GB of internal storage. There's also a 128GB version. Unfortunately, there's no SD card slot or a removable battery, which is only 2600mAh. We're also missing the water and dust resistance we had last year in the S5. Carried on from last year is the fingerprint sensor, which you can use to unlock the device and to pay for things via PayPal. Honestly, it's rubbish. It worked for the first few times, but after that it was more miss than hit. It's getting to the end of the video and I still haven't mentioned the elephant in the room, the display. The phone has a 5.1 inch Super AMOLED display, which isn't anything new on its own. Its uniqueness is the fact that the screen curves around the front of the device. It feels so different because it makes the bezel so thin. Some people don't like it, but I do like what the Edge does in terms of design. I really did try to get some functionality out of the curved display, but I struggled to do so. There are a few cool things. Edge lighting lights up the side of the screen when you get a new notification, but I never really got that working very well. People Edge is a shortcut to your favourite friends, and the news stream, which can be downloaded from the store, which again, I found difficult to trigger. There was really only Glovebox that used the Edge effectively, so I think it's a case of waiting for developers to create something to get the best out of the phone. All of the wow factor of the S6 Edge is thanks to the curved edges of the screen. It's definitely not as awkward as the Note Edge and generally feels better designed. It's cool and something to show off to your friends, but I find it difficult to utilise the curved edges into something more productive than just looks. The Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge is a fantastic phone with top-end specs, beautiful design, fully featured and is one of the best screens on the market. It's very difficult to point out anything that is a deal breaker. The curved screen is gorgeous and is definitely going to turn heads. If all you want is a top-end phone, then the standard S6 is brilliant, but if you're looking to stand out from the crowd, then the Edge is for you. This has been the Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge. Thank you for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.